There's a couple of different things that are available in the platform today. There's one other piece that long-term you'll want to be aware of. You've got members. These are the people you've granted access to be able to log into the Neurons platform. You've got roles. This is the RBAC side. What capabilities do I want to give those members? Full admin, analyst only, specific, like do I want to give them a patch management admin only and they can't use other features of the platform? I can lock this down in a number of different ways. So who's allowed to log in? What capabilities are they allowed to use? Scopes is what devices are they allowed to manage? So this limits me to only seeing the devices that are in my scope and only being able to take direct action against those machines. So if I select a device, I have the ability to go and do a patch scan now, deploy a patch, do a inventory scan, run a script, run a bot. All these different things are direct actions I can take against a machine. There's one more layer here that's not in the product yet. And I call this out just so that you get kind of the best practice currently on how to set this up. And that's object level ownership. So today I can give you RBAC to limit your ability to do things. I can say you're only allowed to do patching things. You're only allowed to do bots related things. You're not allowed to cross those streams. You're only allowed to view and do reports. Scope says, oh, I'm only giving Chris the Minnesota machines, and I'm going to give somebody down in the corporate office in Utah access to those machines, but Chris and that other person are not able to cross over and directly affect each other's machines. Object ownership is where the next layer of this is going to come into play. This is going to be coming into the platform sometime next year, most likely. This is where if I've got machines from Chris's scope and from the Utah scope, both assigned to the same policy, and both me and the Utah admin have rights to change policies, we can both affect a policy that can, in essence, affect each other's machines indirectly. Scopes is meant to limit direct viewing and direct action against machines. That object ownership level is going to be the part that makes it so that I could say, I want an agent configuration all my own, and I want to limit access so that only full admins or myself can see that. And then the Utah person only has access to their stuff, and we wouldn't be able to affect each other's policies anymore. So that object ownership level is not in there yet. It's on the future roadmap, though. We're planning to bring that in. Scopes then, if it's configured, will basically limit me to seeing and interacting with only the machines that I've got. So if everything's working correctly, I don't see the machines that I should not be able to see. And you can actually see that up here. So patch intelligence and compliance reporting are the two areas where you may be able to see information broader than the scope of what machines you can directly see, because we've got a lot of these different charts and configuration that can look beyond. If I'm looking at a patch, that patch may affect more devices than what's directly in my scope. And say, how many devices are there for one of these updates? Now, these 33 devices may or may not be in my scope. If I click on that and I looked at the unpatched devices, I may or may not see 33 devices, depending on what's going on. It looks like I can, given my scope, all the machines that are in here are within my scope. But what we've shared here with the user is the fact that scopes are enabled. This is something that could reduce the number of devices you're able to see. So if I've only got access to 25 of those devices and this says 33, it's because there's things outside of my scope that are also affected by this. So here, unpatched devices. Up here, it's giving me that warning because there may be stuff in these graphs that's going broader than my scope. Under compliance reporting, similarly, we may have a configuration that's looking broader than just my group of machines.